and Carmella.
Yeah.
Against Billie Kay and Emma. So it was like Jersey, not Jersey. There's your New York. You're welcome. How you doing? Versus Australia for the win. I was the happiest motherfucker there. And next to Ryan, who I think was straight for 2 minutes. Anything Australia, he is down to touch. But to kick off the night, all you hear as soon as Emma comes out is Emma Mania chants because of the match at WrestleMania. And she was so over, and it was beautiful. I absolutely love Emma, so I'm just like, go team, go. I don't care who wins, I win. Honestly, seeing Billie Kay in NXT is really kind of surreal for me because, you know, Julie and I were familiar with her when she was in the Indies. Mm-hmm. And seeing her growth as, like, going from that, like, I don't even know how to describe how she was in the Indies. She was kind of like a joke almost.
Yeah.
With her little schoolgirl outfits. And now she's got this, like, femme fatale kind of, like, thing going on. And it really, really works for her. Like, she is doing amazing things with this new look of hers. And I'm living for it. She was briefly paired up with LaForte before he was let go. And I loved the dynamic with them. So I was really bummed when I don't know what happened, like whether he was terminated or he asked for leave. But I was really nervous because I didn't know what they were going to do, if they were just going to have her drop the femme fatale thing or what, but they let her keep it and she's killing it. You know, Liv and Carmella just are looking amazing in the ring. And Carmella's improved so much. But, you know, I can't say enough good things about, Gianna Daddio. Calling her Liv feels weird. I don't know. Yeah. I'm not used to it yet. But she is showing shades of a young Trish Stratus, and it's amazing. Like, I think that girl's going to go far.
What I love about them, though, is that they're both WWE homegrown talent. And I mentioned this in a previous show that Carmella used to be a Patriots cheerleader. And,
she was.
Liv Morgan, she actually was genuinely a wrestling fan before she signed with the WWE, so.
Yeah, she is just leaps and bounds and leaps and bounds. Like, she is doing so well. From the first time I saw her even, which was like 2 or 3 shows ago, to now, the improvements are insane.
Oh, I bet.
She's doing amazing, so I'm really pumped for them. And obviously, Liv and Carmella walked away with the win. One match that was kind of off for me was the second match. I'll admit that I had never heard of either one of these gentlemen before this match. And obviously, with it being developmental, I'm not going to sit there and judge super harshly because that's why they're there. Dylan Miley defeated Patrick Clark. The match was decent, but it was kind of forgettable for me. There wasn't like really any like solid like entertainment factors. It was just very, you know, kind of mundane, very slow. Mm-hmm. It was very average, which Ryan and I were talking about after. He's like, there was only one match I didn't care for. And I asked him, you know, was it the Miley and Clark match? And he's like, yeah, like it was kind of boring. And I'm like, yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I can confirm that Patrick Clark was a part of Tough Enough. So that's why he's not really that seasoned as a wrestler. He's got all like the mental knowledge of the trivia and stuff like that because he proved that on the show. But I don't think he 100% is physically trained for it just yet. But like you said, NXT is a developmental brand, so hopefully he'll get better.
Well, like the in-ring action part was decent. Like it, you know, nothing looked really stiff. Nothing looked like, you know, botchy. Like the match ran pretty smoothly, but there was just nothing memorable about it. But hopefully,
so kind of like slow and downtrodden.
Yeah, kind of. I have, you know, really high hopes for both of them, and I hope that they continue to hone their craft. because they both do definitely have what it takes. So, you know, NXT is the place to be to really get yourself going like that.
Indeed.
My boys, American Alpha.
Yeah.
Killing it all day, every day. American Alpha faced Sawyer Fullerton and Alexander Wolf. I can't take Alexander Wolf seriously because of my last show in Largo. I somehow either am with the faces or the heels, and it just kind of goes either way. But last time I saw him, I was with a bunch of dudes who were just very, very heckle happy, and I loved them to pieces. And they kept yelling like various German-esque words at him.
Oh my god.
And he just kind of kept, like, he was in stride with it, and he just kind of, like, you know, fed into it, which I absolutely love him. He is ridiculous, and he's wonderful, and I'm a fan. But, like, this one dude at Largo this time just kept screaming Das Boot, and I couldn't take it seriously. But honestly, American Alpha were literally as perfect as you possibly could be as a tag team. And, you know, Sawyer and Alexander did a great job. The match was really solid. It was really entertaining. And I would honestly say that I could see American Alpha walking away from TakeOver as champions.
I hope so, because do too. They've got those titles for quite a while, so...
Yeah, that and, like... Well...
Go on.
Okay, sorry. I think if there's any tag team in NXT at the current that deserves a shot and deserves to get those titles, it's them. But yes, I think it's time, so let's do it. I'm a big fan of the Revival, though, so either way.
Well, I mean, they've had the titles for quite some time, and I think, like, right now might be the best time, especially around Mania, to drop it to American Alpha. But that doesn't mean that, like, later on down the road, the Revival can't get the titles back, because they are a very good, very competitive team, and the titles look good on them, period.
Yeah, and I have a very soft spot for the Revival because they're that classic tag team wrestling.
Oh yeah.
Like there is no frills, there's no bullshit. They are just gonna come out there and beat your ass, and that makes me so happy. Like they are so tough, and I love them.
Amen.
Anyway, so I got to see Alex Riley.
I love Alex Riley.
I love him. And we get to have that little claim to fame that we had the first Alex Riley chant on live TV.
Hell yeah, buddy.
We are long haul dedicated Riley fans, and getting to be part of a Rage Riley Rage chant was perfect. But I
am peanut butter and super jelly because I can't be.
Oh, honey.
Damn it.
But yeah, Riley looks amazing in the ring. Like, he hasn't missed a fucking step. He actually faced Riddick Moss, and if you're not familiar with Riddick Moss, you will be, because the first time I saw him was my first time at NXT Tampa, and honestly, I really didn't like him when I first saw him. Like, there was no, like, standout, like, anything. Like, he was very boring. Mm-hmm. He had, like, the personality of a piece of paper. But I've seen him, like, 4 times now, and from the first time I saw him to now, it is a night and fucking day. Like, this kid he is doing everything to, you know, not just improve in the ring, but, like, entertainment-wise, like, he was ridiculous. Like, he was over the top. He was mocking Riley. He was, you know, healing it up. And he did a damn good job. Like, I was invested in that match. And he's kind of an example of what, like, being a work in progress and, like, just becoming one with your character and, like, you know, improving over time. And I've literally watched this kid's progress over the past few months, and he is going to be awesome. Like, if he stays on this track, there is no reason why he's not going to be a threat in the singles division. Good. There's absolutely nothing.
I mean, putting him in a match with Alex Riley, though, is probably a very good idea. Because it kind of boosts his name in a way. And I say that because for some reason, I don't know why, but people fucking hate Alex Riley. And it's not because he's, the heel on TV. Like, genuinely, during the time that he was on commentary, I've seen a lot of really nasty things said about him online. And I don't get it. Where does it come from? I mean, at least Corey Graves says something that seems mildly offensive and then gets shit on by people.
Yeah, like, I don't get it either. Like, Alex is a hard worker. Yeah, he, like, had that, like, varsity villain gimmick and whatever, but honestly, the kid can work. And I've been a fan of him pretty much from the get-go. And I love A-Rai. Like, you don't even understand. Like, I love that kid to pieces.
I understand, because I love
You understand. But yeah, they actually put Riddick Moss over A-Rai, and I was very, very impressed with that. And the match was solid. It was very entertaining. Riddick's showing amazing charisma. He's showing a lot of improvement. And truthfully, I'm just really happy for him. So I hope that he continues. And from this day forward, I'm just going to think of him as Batista Trunks. Because one of the dudes next to us was like, "Did you steal your trunks from Batista?" to heckle him. And then after that, I couldn't unsee it. So, Riddick Moss, my Batista trunk wearing friend, keep doing you. You're doing awesome.
You know who he kind of reminds me of? You remember Lucky Cannon?
Oh, Jesus Christ! Yes.
If you guys watched the first incarnation of NXT, like when it was on programming for the WWE main roster or whatever, or had its own show, there was a guy named Lucky Cannon who was on there. And he kind of looks like Riddick Moss.
I can see it. Now that you mention that, I couldn't think of who he looked like, and now that you say that, I'm not going to be able to unsee that.
Like, Riddick Moss has a bigger frame, and he's a little bit thicker, but he looks a lot like Lucky Cannon.
I can see it. I'm really hopeful for him, though, for sure.
Yeah, he could probably go far.
Okay, so one of my favorite matches of the night. Oh, the Hype Bros.
You ain't hype?
The Vaudevillains. I love both of these tag teams to death. My wife is a massive Ryder Mark.
Yeah, it was funny. She sent me a photo of him, and I was like, "Are you okay?"
I think we've mentioned it before, but the first time she saw Zack Ryder at NXT, she started crying.
God bless her.
Because when my wife gets excited, she cries. When she gets sad, she cries.
So she's bipolar.
When she gets angry, she cries. So any sort of extreme emotion, Megan cries. But that was a happy one. Like, she was so excited. I didn't tell her that Zack Ryder was going to be there. The main event rolls around, and then all of a sudden, like, the woo 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 comes on, and like, out comes Mojo, and I'm just like, okay, and then out comes Ryder, and all of a sudden, like, gosh, tears, and I'm just like, knew it. She also cried when the first time she saw Enzo in the same show.
I would too.
So, oh my God, I will talk about him in a second. But honestly, this tag team match was so fun. It came at the right time. Like, it wasn't really a slow event, but there was a couple parts of it that were a little bit stagnant compared to others. This match just killed all of that. At one point, Gotch, who is my fucking spirit animal, if I was a man, I would aspire to be Simon Gotch because his mustache is a thing of beauty. He kind of turtled in the middle of the ring and, like, thoroughly confused Mojo Rawley. Like, Mojo looked like a dumb dog in headlights. Like, he just had no idea what to do.
You mean he doesn't do that all the time?
Like, he was so confused, and, like, the Vaudevillains are heckling them, and, like, Gotch is just in this, like, tortoise, like, feet and legs curled up, and he's just